50,000 subscribers. On Instagram, it's pretty easy. At least that's what I've heard. On YouTube, it's a solid milestone, but not enough to earn you a silver button. But when I say 50,000 subscribers for my newsletter, it does surprise quite a few people. In fact, I remember when I first mentioned it to some fellow content creators, the reaction was like, why are you doing text-based content when videos are clearly the future? Of course, everything they said was 100% true. After all, video platforms like YouTube and Instagram push content to millions of users, whereas a newsletter requires us to bring in every subscriber. People binge watch videos, but here you'll have to consistently produce great content to retain readers. And while YouTube has clear revenue streams, a newsletter requires a lot more effort to monetize. So clearly, video has the upper hand, or so you think, which is why in this video, I'd like to take you through the reasons why I started a newsletter in the first place, the process of creating a good newsletter, how to grow the newsletter, how to monetize, the future of newsletters, and much, much more. Let's begin. Okay, so why did I start a newsletter? I'd say there are three reasons for this. The first is my fear of the platform. You see, when any of us publishes a video on YouTube or Instagram, transactionally, I'm only renting some space there. And although I don't have to pay any rent for it, my landlord, YouTube, has the power to evict me at any time by either pulling down the views through some tweaks in the algorithm or by blocking my channel completely for some reason or the other. That's too much power in someone else's hand, which was my trigger to look beyond renting and to own a property in the digital space. And this is where a newsletter made perfect sense to me, in the sense that an email, however primitive, does not depend on a platform or an algorithm, and I have 100% access to my email list. My second reason for preferring a newsletter is the engagement level it offers. For example, I have a little over 2.5 lakh subscribers on YouTube, but that said, an average video gets me some 50-60,000 views, with only 40% of the views coming from subscribers, so that's 22-23,000 views. On the other hand, I have a little over 50,000 subscribers on my newsletter, and an average post now gets me 50 to 55,000 views. Remarkably, I'm getting a 44% open rate with at least 21,000 unique subscribers opening my newsletter email, which shows a higher interest in this format as compared to videos, which I feel are a bit of a clutter now. Even other metrics, likes, comments, CTR, delivery rates are all pretty impressive for this format. And yes, because I now have email IDs, it gives me an opportunity to directly connect with my followers anytime I choose to. And the third reason for preferring newsletters is because it aligns with my strategy. So at the top is YouTube, a video format I use to educate people. Then the mid plank is the newsletter, a text format which combines stock research and learning, which further showcases my skills, builds a stronger acceptability with my followers. And thirdly, and because I've taken the viewer and reader through two layers of my work, it becomes a lot easier to convince them to be a part of my community or course or whatever else I have in mind. I hope you can see the evolution here, how the playbook is being built. Of course, I had not thought of all this when I first started on YouTube, but I think now the pieces of this puzzle are certainly coming together. Other reasons for starting a YouTube, it certainly helps you build your personal brand. James Clear is a good example of that, who made his name by sending an email every Monday and Thursday, and he did that consistently for 4 years. Newsletters can be monetized. Sajal Kapoor, this gentleman, has a newsletter, Anti-Fragile Thinking. I think it's on substack.com, and the paid version is 1,500 rupees a month, 12,000 something if you pay annually. Thirdly, if your newsletter really explodes, you can sell it for a few $1,000,000, like how Morning Brew did for $75 million. Or very simply, it can feed into your passion, like what Zain Khan did with superhuman.ai, which is now the world's biggest AI newsletter with over 1 million readers. In fact, my own newsletter uses a bit of artificial intelligence. The cover image of my posts are made from AI. I take the help of ChatGPT for title ideas. AI helps me organize financial data. I use it to summarize long articles, earnings calls, presentations, etc. And now that the model has been sufficiently trained in my writing style, it does help me produce a better quality of writing output. My point is, AI not only makes my life easier, it helps me grow my business a lot faster, and if you learn to leverage it effectively, it can do wonders for your career too. And that's where Growth School, the sponsors of today's video, comes in. The team there has put together a comprehensive 3-hour hands-on training that's designed to teach you important AI-driven skills. While this is usually a paid workshop for the first 1,500 people who sign up using my link, you'll get access to this training completely free. Here you'll learn things like how to automate repetitive tasks, sort complex data in Excel within seconds, how to frame a business strategy, building a personal brand using AI, how to use AI to find and secure jobs, strategies to negotiate salary hikes, and 25 other powerful and practical AI tools. Additionally, the team will share a bunch of tools and resources post the session. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're from marketing, HR, sales, operations, or a tech background, this training has been designed to help everyone. Over 1 million people have already attended this training and boosted their careers. So to take advantage of this offer, tell your friends about it, and as always, the links are available in this video's description and comment box. Okay, now let's look at the implementation bit, and there are 5 simple steps to it. Number 1, choose a niche. Notice I didn't say choose a topic, I said choose a niche, and my suggestion is pick something that's a subset of the broader universe, at least when you're starting out. For example, if your passion is cooking, don't start a cooking newsletter. Instead, start with something specific like delicious and healthy recipes for kids. You can go a bit deeper as well. How about delicious and healthy breakfast recipes for kids that you can prepare within 10 minutes? So obviously, who are we targeting here? Not the entire universe, but specifically parents, mostly women, who are pressed for time in the morning with their young school-going children. Obviously, they're looking for a solution, some improvement to something they have been doing every morning for like 200 days in a year. And if they find value in your work, they'll not only read your newsletter, but they might also pay for it. Okay, step number 2 is to choose the right platform. Again, there are a multiplicity of choices. You can use a simple Gmail or Yahoo Mail to send emails, although I won't recommend that. There are email sending platforms like MailChimp, ConvertKit, and others. Definitely better than Gmail, but they're a bit expensive and a bit technical. And thirdly, there are newsletter-centric platforms like Substack and beehiiv. I myself use Substack for my newsletters because A, it's free and anyone can get started on it within 5 minutes. Secondly, because it's newsletter centered, the team there will continue to build and improve features, keeping individual newsletter publishers like me in mind. I love the fact that there are built-in monetization opportunities like subscriptions and paid referrals. And Substack also has a blog style page, which currently doubles down as my website on shankarnath.com. So if you're just starting, you just want to start, then I don't think this is a big decision for you, at least at this stage. Begin with Substack, and if later you feel like moving into a paid offering like beehiiv, then feel free to do that as well. Task number 3, and an important one, is your content strategy. How frequently do you want to publish? Daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, or even randomly, like how I do it. Then comes the structure, and just as an example, James Clear of Atomic Habits sends a weekly email that he titles 3-2-1 Thursday. Understandably, this goes out every Thursday, and very clearly, there are 3 ideas, 2 quotes, and 1 question in it, clearly defining what one should expect from Mr. Clear's email. In fact, there's a structure in my emails as well. I always start with a relatable but almost useless introduction. I then give you an overview of the company. Then comes a recent event which triggered this email, the feature story. Fourthly, I take the reader into the financials and valuations before concluding with my investing thesis. Outside of this structure, one should spend time on deciding the tone of your writing. Is it casual? Is it quirky, professional, or academic? In my case, I went with professional, so no nonsense but simple writing. What else? The title has to be strong, borderline clickbaity to attract attention, but please keep it truthful, otherwise you'll end up losing more than what you gain. And finally, pay special attention to the graphics. I'm not saying you need to hire a graphics designer for it, but learn to use an application like Canva or even a PowerPoint presentation to ensure what you put out there for others to read is also pleasing to the eye. All right, very important, how to grow a newsletter. This is, of course, assuming you're writing good content. And if you are, there are a bunch of things you can do to ensure your work reaches out to more people. Things like promoting your work to an existing audience, like I have done with LinkedIn. using my posts, profile bio, description, etc. If you're on other social media platforms, YouTube, X, and even forums like Reddit and Value Picker, then use that opportunity to inform your viewers or readers like I have done on many occasions. Then we have what is called a lead magnet that can really jump your subscriber numbers. I haven't tried it myself yet, but options here include things like offering a free email-based course on valuations, or the top 10 business news delivered daily on your mailbox, or some ebook in PDF format, etc., that a person receives when he or she signs up with his or her email. One can also collaborate with similar sized newsletters. For example, if SOIC and I collaborate on this, then it needs a simple one-liner that says, if you like our content, then check out Shankar's newsletter where he researches many small and microcap companies or something like that. I mean, if you're creative, there's a lot you can do. Offer exclusive content only on your newsletter. You can get featured on popular sites like Money Control, ET, FinShots, etc. with a CTA linking to your newsletter. Run paid ads if your budget allows it. Encourage readers of your newsletter to refer others by offering bonuses like free access to my community or a one-on-one call with me, and so much more. You'll find tons of good videos on YouTube on growth strategies. I myself watch quite a few of them to get some inspiration, and to help out, I've attached a few of these in my video's description, so do check that out. How does a newsletter make money? We've already touched upon this, so as a recap, firstly, there's sponsorship or brand partnerships, and you can always find advertisers who want you to promote their products on your newsletter. In my case, I'm not doing any advertising in my newsletter, but if I were to do it, then given the kind of audience I have, it's likely to attract big ticket players like PMS companies, small case providers, maybe car companies, resorts, etc., for whom my audience will be a good fit. Secondly, there are paid subscriptions. You can charge a monthly or annual subscription fee, which can go as low as 99 rupees a month. And of course, there's no upper limit to this. In fact, Shan Puri, the creator of a crypto-based newsletter, Milk Road, he once talked about a person who charges a subscription of $1,000 per year. This guy has some 20, maybe 30,000 paid subscribers, which means the single one-person newsletter is doing some $20 to $30 million in revenue each year. You can also make money by referring other newsletters to your own subscriber base. Solutions like Sparkloop can help you with that. And if done well, it can create a massive passive income stream for you. Affiliates is another very common way of making money online. For example, let's say your newsletter is a weekly review of the latest tech gadgets. So all you do is to add the affiliate link of the tech company's website or even Amazon, and you'll make a percentage of the sale price, which ranges from 3 to 7% for electronics and can even go up to 50% for digital products, especially software. And finally, you can make money via the newsletter by selling your own products and services. I'm an example of this, and anytime now, I'll be opening memberships to my paid community. Essentially, the newsletter becomes the community's acquisition strategy, and in the same thread, one can upsell a course, one-on-one consultations, event tickets, a physical product, etc. Right, so what future do I see for my newsletter? Well, firstly, I've already opened a door with the community setup, and that's a big door in terms of potential revenue for me. I'll continue investing in the newsletter. As most of you know, Priyam, my researcher, has been full-time into this, and we're hiring at least one more researcher who can help us grow the newsletter and therefore the community. Thirdly, I want to start repurposing what we write in the newsletter to other platforms like YouTube, Twitter, etc. This ensures more people are getting introduced to my work, which will further build my personal brand and marketability of my products. और क्या है? Okay, who knows? Maybe there's a book deal I might be presented with, the Almanac of Shankar, Nath, or something like this. So these are some immediate things I can think of. I'm sure there's more, but I hope this overview has given you an additional opportunity, a solid idea as you explore ways of upping your income and building a name for oneself in this world. Personally, I find more joy in building this newsletter than I get from making YouTube videos. But yes, both are important, because had it not been for my YouTube channel, I wouldn't have reached anywhere close to this 50,000 number. A newsletter is not as easy as it looks. It's not difficult as well. And with a well thought out strategy, you too can achieve a lot of success here. So I'll leave you at this. If you have any questions for me on newsletters, please type it in the comments box below and I'll be happy to answer them. Once again, thank you for your time. Do subscribe to my newsletter. Ab to kar lo yaar. Do like this video and I'll see you very soon. Until then.